So you're going to take off, something goes wrong, and your pilot wrenched the controls back and to the left, and you end up clipping the tops of trees, slamming into a 70-foot high monument.
Right.
And just dropping?
When we hit this mausoleum, because of its shape, because of the pitch of our aircraft and the speed, put all those things together, and the mass, of course, the airplane just kind of popped apart and broke into 1,000 pieces. Now, if you want to look at where we impacted, it's kind of interesting. The nose of the airplane is undamaged. It's sitting on the ground. I found this out years later.
I saw the pictures from the LA Times.
Okay.
You can see the nose, but everything else is just
The nose is just a small cone far away, undamaged. I mean, it broke apart. But the impact came right where the pilots were sitting. I mean, right where we are. And it was a round, solid, reinforced concrete, 135 miles an hour. So it just exploded open, and the 3 pilots and everything in it just exploded open.
And dropped 70
when I
feet.
say exploded, you know I'm not speaking about a bomb exploding. I'm just talking about the impact just forced everything to break into thousands of pieces. And that was the impact that really would have killed all 3 of us pilots.
Well, Dale, I mean, hitting 135 miles an hour into a cement wall, dropping 70 feet, what do you remember about that day?
It took me years, Pastor John, to remember hardly anything. It took everything was blanked out. I had severe brain damage. That's what killed the other pilots. They were cause of death, brain trauma. Yet, all 3 of us hit the same monument. All 3 of us fell the same distance at the same speed, and we all hit the ground in the same area. We were 5 feet from each other. And I survived and they did not. So I had serious brain trauma. Yeah, what I remember came back together. It came back to me like a puzzle, a memory here, a memory there. Oh, it was painful. I couldn't remember high school. I couldn't remember junior high school. I could remember childhood. I couldn't remember the airplane crash. Then I would wake up in the middle of the night and remember everything, it seemed like, except for, now fast forward, except for the impact and maybe the first 4 days, I should say. I don't remember that with my head. Well, I was in a coma, so that would explain that.
So you say you don't remember it with your head.
Right.
What do you mean?
I actually don't remember anything that happened to my body during the 4 days in a coma. But what I do remember is not remembered with my brain, it's remembered with my heart. And my heart is my spirit, just like all of us. God made us spirit with a soul, and we live in a body. And it took me forever to figure that out. But I learned it right after the crash, within about 3 minutes.
What happened?
The next thing after the impact of the crash, the next thing that happened to me was I was looking down at an airplane that had crashed. I had seen a body over here that was dead, clearly dead. And then there's another body over here, also dead, but I knew this body really well. And that was Chuck. And then there was another body inside the, basically squished into the instrument panel. And that was obviously me. But the funny
And you could tell it was you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I recognized my slacks. I recognized my shirt. I recognized my hair. And I remembered that that's me, and I wasn't worried. I had a lot of questions. Oh, what the? And then I began to realize, right then, it hit me. I am not my body. Now, maybe that's not important to you or anybody else, but it was to me.
Well, yeah.
For the first time at age 19 and a half, I realized I'm not my body. There's my body, but here's me. And
how did you feel?
I felt like I had a lot of questions, but I did not feel really worried. I didn't feel worried. I didn't feel panicky. I felt, I guess, like maybe Alan Shepard or John Glenn might have felt when they first went into orbit back in the early days of the Apollo or missions, where the guys were first astronauts into space and orbit.
Just kind of in awe.
Yeah, like wow. Yeah, like wow. I mean, gee, this is wow.
But could you tell you were yourself? Did you have a body?
My body was down there.
Your physical
I could
body.
see, yeah, my body was there. And I didn't notice my legs or hands or whatever, but I knew who I was, and I was the one looking down. And that's when everything started changing. And I don't know where I got this information, at least at the time I didn't know. But I realized this. Okay, I am Dale Black. That's me. And I have a personality, and I have a mind, I have a will, and I have emotions, and that's not my body. So I'm a spirit, and I have a soul, and I live normally in that body. But now my body appears to be dead, but I've never felt more alive.